22nd Annual Meeting. I'm Lisa Richardson, Executive Director of South Dakota Corn.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Wagner, a farmer from Roslyn, South Dakota, and President of the South Dakota Corn Utilization Council.
Greetings, I'm Troy Connect, a farmer near Houghton, South Dakota, and President of the South Dakota Corn Growers Association. And I'm glad that you are joining us tonight as we celebrate agriculture.
2017 was a roller coaster of uncertainty. Despite the ups and downs, the year ended on a high note. Tonight, we gather here not only to reflect on the past year, but to look at what opportunities lie ahead in agriculture in South Dakota in the future.
In South Dakota, the 2017 growing season began with a drought. For months, emotion and concern ran high, yield projections were down, and worry set in.
Fortunately, this year's harvest turned out to be better than we expected. In July, I wouldn't have bet anyone that my corn would make 120 bushels an acre in northern Brown County. But we ended up with the third best crop ever on our farm. I think that's due to improved genetics and farming practices.
Despite the drought, the 2017 corn harvest exceeded everyone's expectations. We can't control Mother Nature or the growing season's outcome, but we did use all the tools and technology at our disposal, proving that our farmers' soil health improvement practices are working, showing that biotech seed bred for specific conditions performs, and affirming that advanced technologies such as precision ag are truly the future of farming. So the story of the 2017 drought became instead the story of human ingenuity prevailing over adversity.
Of course, as we trend toward higher yields, oversupply of corn can quickly become an issue. This is where the importance of your checkoff program comes into play. The South Dakota Corn Utilization Council works diligently to develop new markets and maintain existing ones for South Dakota farmers.
South Dakota Corn's priorities include supporting ethanol, which uses 48% of the corn grown in-state, working to increase exports, which account for 35 to 40% of our crop, and developing new markets here in South Dakota.
We're glad to see that more people statewide are understanding the message that livestock development is economic development and that it moves the dial in corn consumption. In the 2016-17 marketing year, 79 million bushels of corn were used to feed dairy cows, beef, hogs, and poultry. In the next marketing year, that number is expected to rise to 98 million bushels, which still leaves us with millions of bushels to find a home for in our state.
Pork and dairy production in South Dakota are increasing. Beef continues to shine, as does poultry, and new markets such as aquaculture are on the rise. When it comes to policy, viewpoints in the nation's capital often differ from our own. This is where the South Dakota Corn Growers Association excels, as we represent the state's farming interests to policymakers.
We want you to know that when the going gets tough, the South Dakota Corn Growers Association is here delivering our grassroots message and making sure our voices are heard in both Washington, D.C. and in Pierre. This is why your membership in the association is vital as we take on issues like the Renewable Fuel Standard, trade agreements, and the Farm Bill.
In fact, your involvement and hard work have helped South Dakota corn become one of the leading commodity groups in-state and nationwide. Leaders lead, and that's why we're pushing ahead to pursue innovative solutions for South Dakota farmers. One of these is precision agriculture, which is truly the future of farming. It's about using advanced technology to help farmers with every aspect of their operations.
South Dakota Corn's #1 priority is to lead the world in precision agriculture. This is a game changer for our state, our land-grant university, and our farmers. With the Precision Ag program already in place, our next step is to build a state-of-the-art facility which will move us into the next generation of farming.
These technologies affect farming immensely, boosting yields, increasing efficiencies, reducing inputs, improving soil health, and enhancing sustainability.
South Dakota's focus on precision ag is bringing together researchers, experts, and entrepreneurs, creating a high-tech hub, an explosion of innovation.
That's why South Dakota Corn supports plans for a precision ag building at South Dakota State University. We are proud to stand with SDSU, private sector innovators, community organizations, and elected officials to position South Dakota at the forefront of the future of farming.
Another change in the landscape of agriculture is the impact of consumers' perceptions and demands. It's time for those of us in agriculture to listen and to in turn share our knowledge and expertise. Because communication is critical, building relationships and understanding what we have in common is vital.
Many of our in-state wins come when South Dakota consumers realize the importance of farming to our state's economy. That's why we're working to build trust and highlight shared values with messages like these.
In South Dakota, there's a caring spirit in all of us. It's in our belief that neighbors should help neighbors, in times good and bad. It's in the way we support local businesses, keeping our community strong, and in how we measure our worth by what we give back. You get this, don't you? That's the farmer in you. In South Dakota, there's an independent streak in all of us. It's in our will to shape our future, to go far, yet stay close to home. It's in our commitment to doing the right thing, one day after the next, one generation after the next. You know this feeling. That's the farmer in you. In South Dakota, there's a love for the land in all of us, for the wide horizons, breathtaking sunsets. There's a commitment to doing what's right for the environment. In this land, there's a feeling of pride, potential, connection, and wonder. You feel it too. That's the farmer in you.
Today is an incredibly exciting time to be a part of agriculture.
We've come a long, long way from homesteads, sod huts, and horse-drawn plows. In fact, agriculture is where some of today's most innovative and advanced technologies are being developed by some of the best minds on the planet for use by farmers around the globe, including right here in South Dakota.
As we've seen again and again, when we work together, we can achieve spectacular results.
Because when farmers win, our entire state wins. Thanks for joining us.